Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I am Jack. I am a blue belt. I have been since 2018, early 2019, and I've honestly only been dedicated to jiu-jitsu for maybe 2 of those years out of the 5 or 6. So here is my attempt at a commentary to highlight positives and negatives, advantages and disadvantages, both of my own play style as well as other people's. So this commentary up to the Roll-A-Lot tournament, which is a competition that I participated in, will have been all training inside of Portland, Oregon, and primarily inside of the Northeast location for Brazilian Top Team with Professor Cristante, which I admire greatly and appreciate all of his instruction. Enjoy. This earliest recording is probably about 6 to 8 months ago, so hopefully I am divorced enough from my ego to where I can give an accurate analysis on the mistakes that I make. I briefly looked over this clip before, so from what I gathered was that this instruction is basically picking grips off and guard passing. Oh, and also, I have this lovely little drawing that I can do. Bah. Okay. So this is the starting position. I have a lasso and a knee shield. I'm trying to get up underneath her center of gravity. It's not working out too well. I'll probably end up abandoning this. Feels like regardless of me putting my hand there underneath her knee and then onto my head, yep, I did abandon it. That was not helping. I need to get it further. I need to get her, the back of her knee further up to my shoulder instead of just into the crux of my elbow. But I'll go ahead back just a little bit. She's putting weight onto my neck, and she passed my knee to elbow connection on the bottom side, but I am able to partially recover guard because of this right here. I should probably just stand up here, but I like spinning around on the ground and messing around with grips, seeing how sticky grips can work. Trying to get posture down, but she's able to stack past me. Whenever I'm inside of a turtle or in a back position, I always like to imagine that there's a little bubble here that whoever is on the back or on top is continuously reaching in to isolate certain things, like getting grips on the opposite side, either on the pant legs or on the arms. And since they're on the offensive, I'm fending these off with elbows and getting grips of my own, like this one. I already had her on my back, so I'm trying to slide this way to scoop her off of my back with the ground. And her job is to stay on top and then get hooks in. I believe that I am on her leg on the bottom here, so she is not fully able to do that right now. And then here seems to be a point of leverage where I have a straight arm out, so I'm putting all of my body weight onto just a wrist. So in order for her to break that, she'd have to get momentum with either a knee shield, or if she's in half guard, lock down my back leg and pull off inside of this direction. But for now, since I am able to maintain this, I can continue putting my weight over inside of this direction so that I can get top position. And keeping control with her bottom leg so that she can't move her hips left or right. I have my arm over on the outside of her head so that she can't rotate this way and recover her guard. After I passed, let me go back here really quick. So I successfully passed her knee line, and because of that, I ended up moving my arm over to the other side, because since I passed my knee over here, I then am able to have more control to crawl my arm, my left arm here, up further towards her armpit. So that makes this arm not as necessary to maintain control of her spine alignment. And I can start controlling it on the other side. Now I'm able to go for the beginnings of a Kimura, because she has not yet been able to hook this leg to get an opportunity to move her hips and shift them either up underneath me or away from me with the leverage from my legs. Alright. We are back. Sorry, I had to go deal with my pups. Where were we? Oh yes, since she had been unable to reach for that leg to get a hook, I was able to go for the Kimura. But she's doing a good job of shooting her hips this way to create space, and I am unable to continue a submission. Right here, I'm just trying to maintain top position and make sure that I am not getting reversed like this. My priority isn't necessarily to submit, it is more so to maintain position at this point, which seems difficult at the moment. We'll go ahead and see what unfolds. Did a good job of maintaining guard there. And right now I'm trying to shoot my weight up this way to kind of tripod and get my leg out. And I was able to knee cut there. Looks like I'm going for a triangle. Well, here's something that I really like to do is if this is someone's torso, if I have control on either side, either there or here and here, then if I'm on top mount, then I like to pretend or concede the position, so that whenever they roll me over, like just now, I'm able to anticipate and get one of my legs behind their back. And I'm already starting to reach for the other side leg to lock this behind the knee. So I'm sure that there's some word jitsu to kind of get to way of explaining how that can be a trap. Not 100% certain if she ended up tapping or not. It was sort of a last-ditch effort, I suppose, because the time was running out. Although I believe that there is a lower chance, a percentage chance that of that submission being successful, because it was a reverse triangle where, or not a reverse triangle, inverted, I believe reverse triangle, because the connection of the shin behind the knee here is on the opposite side from where her shoulder and arm are inside of my triangle. Normally you would get more pressure having, go ahead and move forward here. Looks like he's resetting the clock. Alright. Oh, okay. I am over here. So, this is Jeremy. I have yet to submit him. So, I already kind of know how this goes. I generally just get destroyed. That's usually what happens. But we'll see. Hopefully I can make some adjustments right now to have a better idea of improvements that I can make. So he really likes side control, and he can just kind of sit on my diaphragm, and the only thing that is stopping him is this connection that I have with his elbow. I'm trying to do my best to recover guard from this knee shield position. And he's doing a 2-on-1 grip. Two arms are stronger than one, so he's able to get past that connection. And here I'm just trying to keep his weight off of me, but he's doing a good job of shooting his hips forward, even though I just had my foot pushing up on his neck. Now we're inside of a north-south. I'm trying to get sleeve grips here on his arms so that I can get my knees into his elbows. Trying to go for a reverse triangle, but he's doing good of keeping posture. And now he's inside of the dreaded side control. Keeping my elbows in, but that's just kind of burning out my arms, I feel like. Here I go for a reverse triangle again. I'm hit or miss on those. Sometimes I do a good job. I'm trying to post off of his hips right now so I can get my knees underneath his shoulders. He's getting a lapel grip here to wrap underneath my shoulder and pass it on the other side. It's getting a little bit hard to see with this situation going on over here. Minute 40 left on the clock. Going back to a little bit of a north-south. Poor Grant. Oh, now I'm watching this one. But I wonder if Keyshawn over here is gonna pull this off. Oh, looks like I'm very close to tapping here. Uh-oh. And I tapped. Alright. Let me rewind that a little bit so I can see what the fuck happened. Okay, so side control and the only thing that I really know here is to recover guard, get a knee shield, do that by posting this hand onto the hips getting this elbow underneath so that I can start shifting my own hips left and right. Trying to get a hook onto this. If that doesn't work, the only thing that I can really do to relieve pressure is pulling my hips up this way, and hopefully the top person has not the best center of gravity so that I can tip them over this way. Their goal with Kimura, get a 90-degree and then get it close to the body and slowly pull it up so they have to be able to control the trunk of my body so that it can't go along with the same range of motion. So that maybe Jeremy has moved on to other techniques, but 6 to 8 months ago this was his bread and butter, was the side controlled Kimura. Now we switch positions. We only have 30 seconds on the clock. See if I am able to... Oh, thank you, Chris, for doing some camera work here. Got a lasso. Trying to put my hips low so that I can... Okay, well, not really much going on there. But we'll go ahead and continue. Alright, starting in bottom position here. Keeping that knee on the inside. A good way of beating the elbow to knee connection is if you're just hovering on top of the knee and you're unable to get the back half of your hips, like you have two sides of your hips, whichever one that you're going in first with, if you're on that back side, then you can rotate your hips around the knee and then start with your, even though it seems like a bad idea to give up your back, you really aren't. You're getting past the knee to elbow connection by rotating just for a second, and then you can juxtapose that and split the knee to elbow connection even further by rotating this hip back and sliding this front knee slowly up the side, up underneath the elbow. Now, even though Grant successfully passed my guard, I love doing behind the back stuff, and I was able to, with the leverage of having this, oh, what the fuck? Oh, my mouse is over there. With the leverage of this grip, pulling my hips, pulling this down so that I can move my hips up, so that I can get this leg behind his back, and with my other hand grab my ankle. And then I imagine I'm going to try and let go of this grip to pass my knee around to the other side to get the reverse triangle. Well, he's doing a good job of keeping my leg on the bottom position. No, I think I have two grips on here. I can't really see that well. So both of my hands are on that ankle. And a good way to probably really pressure here is for Grant to have his knee get on the other side of my head here and start pulling it this way. Okay, this is not fully locked out, but slowly. All right. Oh, nice. Let's go back here. So this was a little bit of an awkward position, but I was able to, since he was pushing up, just go with his momentum and act like he was getting out of it, and then just switch sides. Now it wasn't perfect because I was on the top of my foot and there's space here, but it was slowly cinching down, and maybe the exhaustion from before ended up with a tap there. Trying to keep posture while also keeping my hips low enough so that he can't get underneath me. But what the heck? What just happened? Oh, okay. So I was trying to battle for the knee line, which I sort of did, but I ended up being off balanced. Now there is an opportunity here if I'm able to switch my bottom leg up and have myself facing the opposite way as Grant to do a knee bar here. I can triangle my legs on the opposite side of his body and position my hips to the front of his knee to reach up and get leverage for a knee bar. But with leg stuff, I believe at this point I was not as good, and also I forget, Grant was at this point a little bit newer. He is more seasoned now, especially like 6 to 8 months after the fact, which is how far from this recording that I am recording this currently. There was I'm trying to say that there was an opportunity there for a knee bar, but I did not go for it. Almost off-balanced him, but not quite. Trying to get up underneath his center of gravity. He's doing a good job of pushing his hips this way. Going north-south. He successfully passed my guard. I'm trying to pendulum to get a leg. Oh, it was successful. For me, that works 50% of the time. Now, his job is to push his hips over this way, escape his leg, and then also keep me posted down to the floor. What I like to do here is, since 99% of the time, whenever I'm inside of this position, I am unable to actually just stand up like I am either pretending or actually trying to do. I like to rotate my hips really quick this way and shoot their center of gravity over on top of me so that I can come out of the back door. Instead, I ended up just going from a half guard to crawling my legs up to a full guard. Keeping his weight off of me by putting my forearm into his neck. Now, he's trying to shoulder crunch, or not shoulder crunch, put pressure with his shoulder into my neck so that hopefully he can pass and get to side control. However, since my hips are all the way out here and he ended up putting a little bit too much of his weight onto this side, I am able to grab my ankle here on the bottom side with my left hand and use that as a means to pull myself up this direction. Since he is still holding on and not posting, he is slowly tipping over. Now he's posting, and I'm able to transition from this arm holding this arm. I'm switching grips so that this holds his bottom, reaching over to pull myself up further to his back. That didn't work because he turned around to the opposite side. But since I sort of escaped bottom position here, I'm not fully locked on to the mat at this point. His hip position's here. My position is slightly up because my leg is up on the top side. Whoa, Jesus Christ, my chair just randomly broke. All right. And right now I'm just trying to keep... Oh, I just changed. Fuck you. Sorry. Talking to the computer. I'm pretty much trying to keep all of my weight onto this bottom leg so that he doesn't have an opportunity to move his hips either which way. Did I just... Oh, jeez, I just changed the color. There we go. So now I'm on top half guard. He still has a guard to maintain. Looks like he's going for a Americana. No, it's just he's just maintaining control of my arm. So I was able to get a grip on this underside here and pull this leg over onto this side to advance to side control. I was trying to get knee on belly here, but it didn't end up working out because I wasn't able to have control of his head, and he's able to post with both of his arms to shoot me away here. And since he is sideways and not flat to the ground still, I am not able to ignore that and ignore his arms and posture up straight to shoot my hips. Like right now I am kind of at an angle, but if I shoot my hips this way, then I can use gravity to get all of my weight onto a knee on belly, regardless of having head control. That would be only if he was completely flat on the ground. And he gets a knee shield. I maintain a sleeve grip, and then I use that momentum to pass over. And I believe he's intentionally trying to get to... It looks like he's going for a turtle position, but he has a grip either on my arm or my leg to hopefully off-balance me. I believe that's what he is trying to do. I was able to get my hips above his. Now I have grip over onto the left side, which right here, what I was talking about earlier on another roll was whenever you're inside of turtle, you're on a back, someone has somebody else's back, is you have this little pocket that the person that is on the top is on the offensive, trying to shoot little spears into either which side. You have little pockets on the corner here, and then also on either side of the neck, on both sides. So there's ways you can bait, either reaching your arms in or reaching your legs in, inside of those 4 pockets, inside of different configurations, to either you can go for triangles by getting crosses on either side of the neck or underarm, or crucifix. That's another thing that I really like to incorporate into my game. Or if you're able to slide your hips up above theirs and then get hooks in and start going for back attacks. Now, putting my tongue out like a dumbass because I am very exhausted in this moment. He realizes that the back is not the best place for me to be for him, but I keep a grip on the other side and I just follow him through. Oh, okay, so I was able to get partially into a crucifix. I have a sleeve grip on the top side, and then yeah, so I got a lockdown on the opposite arm. Now, at this moment in time, during this recording, for my rolls, I would always get into a crucifix and then I would never be able to finish it. I just didn't really know any finishes. I would try to completely, well, either get a Kimura or an Americana by getting their arm inside of a 90 degree and then with their wrist wipe it up underneath my head so that I could just pull back, like this arm, pull it back behind my head, and then extend my hips out in between their shoulder blades. That did not work. That was very unsuccessful. I did it maybe once on a white belt that was very inflexible. So, yeah, but there are many opportunities here that I was unable to do. Since I have control of that arm on the bottom, going off camera here a little bit. His goal is to get this arm unstuck. And I believe he was trying to pull out this way, but that in turn accidentally off-balanced both of us to where I still have the lock, but he is not stacked up on like a partial turtle. So, there is a way to get a armbar on this side. You maintain that Kimura grip on the opposite side arm, and then you slowly reach one of your legs to get slowly further out and pull their arm down for an arm lock or an arm bar and shoot your hips up. And a lot of it is just doing it by feel. Since it was off camera, I'm not really sure what ended up happening. Alright, and that is it.